Alright, Bladers, I think it's about time we moved on to the new Dynamite battle system. We got the Beyblade Burst Dynamite battle entry set. This comes with the new DB Stadium, the first Dynamite system bay, Dynamite Belial Nexus Venture 2. This is owned by Bell Daikoten, who's the main protagonist for this season. A right rotating attack type of the Burst and DB system. Also got the new LR customized launcher and a launcher grip as well. Here we got the back. So, on the left, we got all the parts for Dynamite Belial. So, the DB's layers are split into 3 parts once again. We got the core, which is Belial, the blade, which is Dynamite, the armor, which is 2, the Nexus disc, and the Venture driver. In the middle, we got the new DB customized launcher. So, it's made up into 3 parts, similar to the DB layers. It's also just as powerful as the Sparking Launcher, but it's a little easier to control and has obviously more customizable. And now on the far right side, we got the new DB Stadium. So it's a little bit bigger than the standard stadium. I think it's like 25% bigger. Has a deeper battle ring and a 2-ridge design as well. At the very top right here, we got the main gimmick for the DB system. So the armor, the metal piece, can be put on 2 ways. Could be put on below the core and blade, which is its low mode, or be put on top the core and blade, which means it's in high mode. Alright, so let's begin reviewing Dynamite Belial stock combo. Here we got the Belial core. So Belial is supposed to be a demon bay, similar to Diablos, Satan, and Lucifer. In fact, the overall design for the core looks similar to that of the Lucifer 2 chip from Sparking. The cores are similar to the GT chips as they have the teeth of the bay. So Belial has 3 strong teeth. So in total, it's supposed to have 4 powerful locks. As for the color, it has like pink plastic on the edge. But the standard version of Belial would have gold instead. I prefer the anime accurate colors, but I do like the recolor for Belial as well. This is the Dynamite Blade. So Dynamite has a 3-wing design, supposed to be 3 devil wings, for huge attacking power. So, the shape is very similar to that of, like, the Valkyrie rings or blades or whatever. Valkyrie layers, I should say. Obviously, Dynamite is right rotating. It has gold stickers for the wings. For the standard version, it would have been red. And it's also a translucent black color, which is pretty nice. Overall, Dynamite is very thin, but Belial is supposed to get gears that can be attached to the stock combo that helps it evolve. For example, the new Vanish Fafnir, which released literally just yesterday, I think, comes with the F gear, which attaches to the Dynamite Blade and has rubber points on it, so it can increase Belial's attack power and make it better at spin stealing as well. Other than that, though, Dynamite isn't really special, has no real gimmick on its own. This is the 2 armor. So the armor serve the same purpose as like the layer weights from GT. They just fit inside the layer, distribute the weight, and that's it. 2 is very similar to the Zan weight because it has 2 points. That's where most of the weight is going to. And yeah, it's nothing too crazy about it. It just has 2 points of weight distribution for good attack power. So what makes the DB system stand out from the previous systems of Burst, Sparking, and GT is the fact that the armor can be placed in 2 different ways. Right now, Dynamite Belial is in its low mode. The core is at the top, while the armor is at the bottom. And because of this, you cannot use older generation discs to assemble the bay. So, I got this Wizard Fafnir for some reason, right? Try to put Ratchet on it, and it won't assemble at all because it's not fitting in. They're only compatible with the new DB system discs, like this Nexus, for example. Boom. Fully assembled. Also, another real interesting thing is that in low mode, the bays are a bit shorter compared to average. Let's compare to Wizard Fafnir. You can't see it at that angle. It's hard to see from this angle as well. But, take my word for it that it is supposed to be shorter compared to the average bay. Now, if you want to use the old generation disc with the new DB layers, then you gotta put it in high mode. So you just reverse the order. The armor goes on top, And the core goes at the bottom. And as you can see, I had no problem putting Ratchet and the Rise driver on the bay this time around. Once again, let's try to compare the heights of the two bays. Because in high mode, it's supposed to be taller than average. And yeah, and you can tell it is definitely a little bit taller. Fafnir kind of goes below where this little gap is. Because, you know, the DB discs need to fit the armor. So there is a gap when you use them. The DB discs are also backwards compatible. So yeah, boom. Once again, though, there is a really awkward gap, though. It's so weird looking, honestly. I probably would only use the DB disc against, on low mode DB bays. Just because that gap could make it easy for them to be destabilized. As for the disc itself, this is Nexus. So Nexus is supposed to be aerodynamic, right? It has 8 blades in total. 4 lower down, 4 higher up. So it's supposed to cut through the wind to allow the bay to accelerate even more. Which is perfect for an attack type like Belial. Also, the Nexus disc, I believe, does get... Well, every part of Belial gets like an evolution gear. Nexus is supposed to get an evolution gear from the DB Spriggan that releases in August. And finally, we got the Venture driver. So Venture has this nice plastic tip, but this rubber ring around it. So it's like a cell mixed with Unite, I guess, when the combination's a little off balance. The rubber ring will hit the stadium floor along the bay to accelerate even more. Also, the new DB Valkyrie, which releases in July, will come with an evolution gear for Belial's driver as well. Longinus also comes with an evolution gear for Belial, although we don't know which part that will be on. But yeah, pretty much all the legendary bladers who will be appearing in this season will come with like a part that can be added to Dynamite Belial. So here are the new DB launchers. So this is the one that comes with the set. It's black and red. This top piece is the gear unit. It says Bay Launcher on it. It's kind of hard to see. As you can see, it has this gear inside. This is the core unit, so the main component of the launcher has its own little gear. And when it's like unassembled, disassembled like this, you can't even pull the string at all. Which makes sense, because if you could, you probably could break it. And of course, these launchers are dual rotating. So there's an L here for left, and the R here for right. So all you gotta do is just flip it around to change the rotation. And the final piece is the spin unit. Obviously, the part where you put your bay on, that spins to give them the rotation. So, you can have an awesome battle. So you just, put the gear unit like that. Clicks in. Then the spin unit like this. And boom. Now the launcher... Oh, actually, I ended up putting in right spin. Oh, well. Let's try this one then. This is the standard one. Black and... Well, it's just all black with a little bit of white. Locks in. And boom. Now it's in left rotation. And what's really sick about these launchers is that they're pretty much just as powerful as the long sparking launchers that came with the Limit Break Stadium set, which is really good. And I had this, I've been using this launcher for a short while now. I actually got it from the Portal Zero when I bought Infinite Achilles, and it still works very well. So these launchers are a definite improvement. Now, finally, let's get into the stadium. Just so you know, if you hear music in the background, that's my neighbors playing really loud music for some unfortunate reason. But anyways, we got the new DB Stadium here. So the actual battle arena consists of this inner slope and this inner ring. This inner ring's completely flat, so if bays go in there, they tend to slow down unless they hit the stadium ridge. There's also a smaller ridge in the inner slope area, but because it's so shallow, bays just tend to go past it into the higher slope. But yeah, this inner ring and the inner slope, the slope I should say, or the bowl, and the inner ring is pretty much the exact same size as the standard stadium. The only thing they added is this extra piece. But, you know, from here to here is like the base entire battling surface. Which is great because, I mean, the bays are so big now. Like, Dynamite Belial is the same size of Hyperion Bird. And if you compare Hyperion Bird to something like Ace Dragon from GT, Ace Dragon looks kind of small in comparison. So, like, this original standard stadium was just so outdated. So, thankfully, they finally realized that and decided, hey, let's just make a bigger standard stadium. The only issue is that because bays slow down in this flat area, stall battles are more frequent, and I hate stall battles just as much as self-KOs, which is another positive to the stadium. Self-KOs are going to be far less frequent, thank God. The amount of time I wasted doing a battle because the base just kept going out the stadium was so freaking irritating. Just so irritating. Also, it has 2 pockets. That's another thing it has as well. Anyways, though, we're finally going to get to the test battle. So I just have all the 4 legendary Blader bays that will be appearing in DB. So we're going to start off with Brave Valkyrie. I'm going to end off with Brave Longinus. And I will switch Belial to low mode when it has 2 other bays to defeat. Yeah, this stadium is fucking awesome. Wow. Not sure how to fully feel about Dynamite Belial though. I mean, it does have pretty good attack power, I'll give it that. But I mean, against all the other Sparking Bays I put up against, only one against Mirage Fafnir. That's it. But, I mean, still a pretty decent bay, I guess. The Stadium is pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this awesome unboxing. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And see you next time for more Beyblade Burst unboxings and future battles.